Card goes in motion. Jackson drops to throw, lobs to the end zone. Touchdown Ravens! It's Zay Flowers in the back of the end zone, and the Ravens have their first lead of the night.
But as when you brought Gus Edwards in, that made the backer step up after he did the play fake. That made the pass and catch a lot easier than being in a spread formation, because they have to say, hey, listen, they get that ball to Gus. We need all 11 guys to tackle this guy and bring him down.
It isn't often you use a bus as a decoy, but that time everybody bit on the bus. Flowers in motion to the left. He gives it to Flowers in the jet sweep. He cuts inside the numbers. He's to the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown! Ravens! The save is in the barn, and the Ravens knock out the Chargers in LA.
I love it. I love it. What a play! That is the biggest play of the day, and the play when it had to be done. The Ravens offense got it done.
A 37-yard touchdown run, and the first multi-touchdown game of the rookie Zay Flowers' career, as the Ravens will improve to 9-3. And the Chargers, who were right on the cusp of a comeback, see another one slip away. Backfield. Lamar will keep it on the read option, crosses the 15, gets to the 20, and he's taken to the turf at the 21-yard line.
The only thing I would love to see the Ravens do a little bit more often at times in games is to stretch the field, take some shots down the field to make the defense feel.
You heard it live on Sunday Night Football. On national television on NBC, the Baltimore Ravens win another football game by a score of 20-10 over the LA Chargers, improve to 9-3 heading into their bye week. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Ravens Flex Zone family, the number one seed in the AFC. We're going to talk about it. The Zay was in the barn, as it is a happy recap. If you're watching the show right now, make sure you go ahead, hit that subscribe button. If you're new, go ahead, tackle that like button. Hit that bell to know when all notifications are here and new videos drop each and every day. And vote on the poll. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, Baltimore Ravens postgame show. Happy recap. Ravens win 20-10, heading into the bye week. What better way to end your Thanksgiving weekend than with some Ravens prime time football, and with the victory on Sunday night over AFC rival, the Los Angeles Chargers. It is the Flex Zone Podcast, official Baltimore Ravens post-game show. Only place fellas giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
When you need it.
What you need right now is that Baltimore Ravens recap. Win 20-10, improve to 9-3, heading into the bye week. Number one seed in the AFC. Raj, how you feeling, man? They got it done.
Oh, first of all, can y'all hear me very well?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, great. I'm happy they got the win, but I've seen a lot of things that I did not like in this game, and it reminded me of a couple of the losses that we got. But I'll just stick with that for now.
Dre, got you back again, my brother. It's always good to see you. How you feeling after this win, 20-10?
Hey, man, I had a really great weekend. So, CM Punk and then now Ravens victory. Great weekend on my behalf, man.
And excuse me for not properly introducing introducing you fellas, Raj. I know you were, it was raining, but you were still spitting down the meat, my brother.
Just the meat.
Finish him, Daddy.
Raj, I know you were out and about. The rain couldn't stop you, my brother. 9-3 though, number one seed in the AFC, man.
Hey,
Um,
hey, man, I'm just happy. Like I said, I'm happy we got the win. And yes, it was no bread, but it was some water and a lot of meat this weekend. So you know how I gets down. I'm just happy that we got the win, bro. But what's your first question? Well, I'm sorry, you gotta get Dre his introduction.
yeah, let me get my boy Dre. Dre had a crazy weekend. I don't know if the hottest man is still woke. He was in Chicago. He's back home safe and sound. It's my boy Drizzy Dre, the dean of Ball So Hard University. Well, I'll start with you, Dre, man. I got you on the screen real quick.
All right.
What did you think of Lamar Jackson's game today? 18 to 32, 177, a touchdown. He was sacked twice. Looks like he started out really hot, really in tune with the offense, in sync, in the rhythm. But the second half, the offense just, maybe even the whole team just kind of seemed like Rod said. They were not really pulling away. They probably could have won this game by more than 10 points.
Oh, they definitely should have won this game by more than 10 points. You could see the trajectory in the first quarter and even in the first part of the second quarter that the Ravens were doing really good on offense, but then they just didn't close out the quarter really good. And it gave me some real skepticism. You saw in the third and fourth quarters that typical Ravens football, want to keep it close until the very end. Once the Chargers got within 3 points, it made me, I'll admit, very nervous because I'm like, Justin Herbert is very capable of going down the field and either tying or making the game winning touchdown. Uh, but of course, the Chargers are going to Charger. I don't really blame Justin Herbert as much. I blame the coaching more so on that. But the Chargers defense was right there. They sacked Lamar a couple of times, was able to get to him. Um, Dumb penalties on our behalf, and Lamar Jackson. He just didn't seem like the typical Lamar Jackson within that second half, missing some very, as I was calling them in our text thread, the home runs. I felt like there were a couple of passes that he just overthrew. One to OBJ that was I think a catchable ball, but that's the first one that comes off the top of my head. But it was a couple of deep balls that were just overthrown on Lamar's behalf, and we have to clean those up if we want to make a real ride into the playoffs, because you're going to need to hit those type of home run plays. You see what Philly did today in a tie game heading into overtime against the Buffalo Bills, and solidifying his case for the MVP. I think Lamar had a chance to do the same thing heading into the bye week, solidifying himself because he was an MVP candidate. But I think Jalen Hurts took a slight step ahead right now.
Raj, let's get your thoughts on Lamar today. As I mentioned, 18 of 32, but becomes the youngest or fastest player to 5,000 career rush yards as well. Want to mention that.
Yeah, it wasn't Lamar's best game of the season. I thought he held the ball a lot today. I didn't like a lot of the play calling from Todd Monken either. Too many screen passes, not enough running up the middle of the field. It felt like when they did get a good run, they would go away from it and try throwing deep balls. And we all know Lamar Jackson is not having the best season as far as deep balls are concerned. But Lamar was consistent as far as not turning the ball over, which is always a good thing. Uh, he did make some really good throws in this game as well, especially the one to Zay in the end zone. I thought that was a good throw, and a couple other throws to Odell Beckham, which I'm not sure what was going on with him and why he wasn't used more in this game. I'm not sure if his shoulder was hurting or what was going on with him, but I thought that they could have used him a lot more. Isaiah likely looked pretty good. He caught a lot of good balls from Lamar Jackson today as well. So I'm glad to see him get involved. But my biggest problem with the offense is when they really do get cooking, it seems like they can be unstoppable at times. And then when they are figured out, they stagnate. And we've seen a lot of this today. They stagnated a lot of drives. A lot of drives were unfinished. Like I said, a couple overthrows from Lamar. Khalil Mack was having his way with our offensive line, which sucks. But but yeah, man, the Ravens, I'm so glad this bye week is coming, man. They've been going up and down, all over the East Coast, the West Coast, and they just not seem to have a break. So I think this team actually needs a break. I'm not sure what they're going to do differently because it seems like they've been struggling all year long as far as the offense is concerned. They're consistently inconsistent at times. So Lamar, like I said, Lamar had he had an okay game today, but we're still seeing a lot of mistakes that we seen in week one, and with him holding the ball too long and the offense being very inconsistent at times.
And to elaborate on Roger's point, they had brought up on Sunday Night Football the comparison of when Lamar Jackson holds onto the football for 2.5 seconds over or under. And you can see that his numbers are much better when he goes under those 2.5 seconds as compared to over. So tonight he was holding on to the football a little too long. You can see that he's still there with the athleticism, being elusive in the pocket, being able to get away from some sacks. But Khalil Mack was still able to get to him. You can see that a lot of these players are still fast and being able to keep up with Lamar or being able to contain him a lot on those quarterback runs. So Lamar, though he was saying on the pregame show that he still does have it, which he does when he's in open space, but those quarterback draws, you could just see that the game is just the games and the players are just trying to catch up to Lamar, especially on defense to be able to contain him. So they have to do a better job in the pocket. Like I said, better job throwing the deep balls. But I mean, and then you could also see, though likely had a really good game, you can see the missing piece of having Andrews there. Zay Flowers, of course, he had a really good game, but you could just see that they miss Andrews because Andrews is able to open up a lot of things within the passing game.
Perfect segue, Dre. I want to talk about the offense because no Andrews, the first game without him. First and foremost, this team still is the number one rushing team in the league. As I mentioned, Lamar Jackson, fastest quarterback to
Mhm.
5,000 rush yards. Keaton Mitchell, 9 for 64. Jackson, 11 for 39. Zay Flowers with the game sealing touchdown, 1 for 37. Justice Hill, 5 for 31. Gus Edwards, 8 for 26. They rushed for 197 as a team. But as you guys mentioned, Isaiah likely led the way, 4 catches for 40 yards, but I don't think he had any in the second half. Odell, 3 for 34, nothing in the second half.
Mhm.
Zay Flowers, 5 for 25 with a touchdown. Keaton Mitchell, 2 for 25. Aguilar, 1 for 21. Bateman, 2 for 11. And Edwards, 1 for 11. Dre, your thoughts on the offensive numbers? Started out hot with Likely and Beckham and Flowers. Kind of fizzled off in the second half. Really not much there.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like, in that first half, especially likely, you were seeing him hurdle over people. So he was making some really good plays. Odell, I'm glad that he was able to get involved. But of course, again, Zay Flowers, the highlight. I mean, though likely had slightly better yards, you could just see Zay Flowers had those kind of those crucial catches, and you can see why he should be our number one receiver. I mean, I know, Odell, we're paying him the big money, but it's really Zay Flowers. And kind of a little bit of a disappointment because Bateman should be the number one guy, but Zay Flowers, the rookie, has just really taken over this team, and he's just really dependable when you need yards. He's right there. Something that Raj had said earlier was the run game. I felt like the Ravens kind of got away from the run game. I felt like it was they tried to give a balanced offense, which I understand, but at the same time, if your bread and butter is running the football, stick to what you know. I mean, especially when you can see that like Khalil Mack is right there, ready to make those plays. Run the football, keep those guys tired. You saw it when it was time to close out the game. What did they do? They ran the football and they were able to win the football game. So I think that they need to run the football just a little bit more. Still have the passing game and open that up. And I think that within this bye week, hopefully they can clean up getting those deep balls out. Lamar is still having an issue throwing those deep balls, but you can see that some of those and then he also had some underthrows too. I remember a particular play, I believe it was to Gus Edwards, where Gus barely caught it, but he caught it really good and was able to make the first down, I believe, in the third quarter, about 7 minutes within. So those were some crucial things that hopefully they can clean up, along with getting some rest, so that way they can enter into their next game on the right track.
Real quick, no Marlon Humphrey tonight. Ronnie Stanley did
Hmm.
return. I don't think any other major injuries though heading into the bye, Raj. You can touch on that and your thoughts on the entire offense.
Yeah, like I said before, man. The Tide they look consistently inconsistent. I'm not sure who the number one guy is on this team now that Andrews is gone. I thought it was going to be Odell. He started off hot, then he fizzled out, and then all of a sudden Bateman gets a couple balls thrown his way. Zay gets a couple balls. I think Likely got 4 balls with 40 yards
Hmm.
got thrown his way, like you said. But I get it. You want to spread the ball around, and I mean I don't have a problem with that. But it seems like in key situations, who do you give the ball to? And I don't think the Ravens have a real go-to guy to give the ball to. And you know who the Chargers are going to give the ball to. They're going to give the ball to Keenan Allen. You know who the Titans are going to who's going to get the ball. It's going to be DeAndre Hopkins. We don't have that. I guess we don't have that guy right now. Do we wanted to be Odell Beckham? I don't know if this brother is healthy, man. At times, I was looking for him, to make some more plays, and I'm just like, yo, where's he at? And
Yeah.
it's frustrating watching them. It really is frustrating watching this team on offense sometimes. But their bread and butter is running the football. And like I said before, at times they strayed away from it. Luckily, it didn't bite them in the butt today because these are one of the games where they would do a lot of silly things, and they would do goofy things on the field, and then all of a sudden it would bite them in the butt and they would lose the game. This time around, that didn't happen. Zay Flowers got the ball, you know, and he scored a touchdown or whatever, and they won the game. But though these are the kind of games that really hurt the Ravens. They play down to that competition. Not to say that the Chargers are a bad team, because they're not a bad team at all. It's just that they're not playing their best football right now. And the Ravens always, for some odd reason, when they see a 4-6 or a 5-5 team, they just like to play this kind of football with them instead of going in there and just taking care of their business early. Like I said before, man, they're gonna have to after this bye week, they're gonna have to sit down and figure out some things. Who is the go-to guy on this team? Is it going to be Odell? Is it going to be Zay? Is it going to be Bateman? I mean, I get it. Lamar wants to spread the ball around, keep his guys happy or whatever. But we still need a real go-to guy as far as on offense. Um, but hold up, are we about to get to the coaching of this real quick, Byron?
We can go ahead. You can touch on the coaching, man. Go ahead. Before I
Bro,
get to
that that
defense.
that was there was plenty of times today where I wanted to come through the TV screen and slap the hell out of John Harbaugh, man. I do not understand why you do not challenge the first downs that were
Mm.
that were clearly first downs. And I just don't understand it, man. It's like he has brain farts out there, and it's like everybody and their mother can see that Lamar got the first down, and who else had the first down besides Lamar? It was another play that I can't think of. I think it was Nelson Aguilar. Nelson Aguilar had a first down. And for the life of me, Harbaugh doesn't challenge neither one of them. It's fourth down. We in the first one, Lamar gets they get stopped, turnover on downs, and then the second one we go for it on fourth and we get it. But it's stuff like that that really irritates me with him, man. And that's the type of stuff that will hold us back from making a deep run in the playoffs, for winning a big, huge playoff game. You got to be on point when you're coaching this football team. You got to know what's going on at all times. You got to be able to challenge stuff when it needs to be challenged. Now he challenged this one play where it looked like it was a forward pass, from I think Keenan Allen to somebody else, and I think it was Austin Eckler to Keenan Allen or whatever. But I'm like, bro, you challenge that, and you miss out on the challenge, but you don't challenge the other two that were blatant first downs. For the life of me, I don't get what he's doing sometimes. I don't understand why he's on this damn team at times. He need, you've been here for how many years? 15, 16 years now, and you still having brain farts as a head coach. And I hate to say this, man, but he was coaching like Brandon Staley on the other side. You don't want to coach like him. That type of stuff irritates me, man. It just really does with John. I want him to get better. We need for him to get better because without Andrews on his team and Todd Monken calling some goofy plays as well, you got to be the middleman that say, look, we need to do such and such and such and such. So other than that, man, he had a brain fart. It didn't really hurt us today. But going forward, that type of stuff against the 49ers, against the Jaguars, against the Dolphins, and it's definitely the Steelers, it's going to hurt us. So he has to get it together. That's all I got.
Coach, Ray, I'll get your thoughts on the coaching real quick. I want to get to the defense. 29 of 44 for Justin Herbert, only 217 yards, 4.9 an attempt, one touchdown, one interception. Eckler only 10 carries for 32 yards. Keenan Allen 14 for 106, and Gerald Everett 4 for 43 with a touchdown. Eckler 5 for 32. They did most of their damage. And for the Ravens, I believe Roquan led them in tackles with
Hmm.
8. Patrick Queen, Geno Stone with 7. Kyle Hamilton, they spotlighted him during the game. He had a great game, 6 tackles. Travis Jones, Jadavius Clowney, and Broderick Washington, and Matabike with another sack. The defense drab and saying it all season. They are carrying this team, and I believe only giving up like 13 points a game, 14 points a game, second best in the NFL. Uh, they are the best defense in the NFL, Dre, especially with the injury to Miles Garrett possibly today for the Browns.
Oh, especially the Ravens, typical Ravens. The defense, like you said, is carrying the team. Um, uh, uh, Coaching wise, I echo what Raj is saying, especially that Lamar Jackson, where you could see, and the commentators are saying, "Yeah, it looks like he got the first down," and I'm like, "We're not going to challenge it." But then it's 4th and inches, and then you lose out on that, which was a crucial drive right there. No, challenge that. Let the referee see, hey, this is a first down. Keep that drive going instead of going for 4th and inches. And then that play that they had to Gus Edwards, you could see that it wasn't going to work to be a first down. You might as well have
Take
did
the
a
point. Just take the
QB
three.
draw.
Just take the three. Just take the three. Your defense is stopping them. Just take the damn 3 points. You got the guaranteed best kicker of all time, and you in LA. It's good weather.
Oh, and that was another thing when Justin missed the field goal. When Justin misses, normally that's a bad omen for us. But luckily, we were able to pull out the victory. But it was just some bad signs today. Excuse me. That you just felt that were like the typical Ravens. The Ravens beating the Ravens. We do have a good streak of leading. They said 12 straight games heading into the fourth quarter. They said only the Minnesota Vikings in '98 had did better because they did it through every game. But this team, man, you can see that we're just shooting ourselves in the foot. It's not like teams are beating us; we're beating ourselves. Stupid penalties, going for it at the wrong time, and then not executing at the right time. I mean, that play, instead of giving it to Gus Edwards, should have been a QB draw. The Eagles have the tush push, but we have the QB draw where we know if we give it to Lamar Jackson, he'll be able to get that first down. So they need to get back into their bread and butter. And like you said, running the football. It seems like no matter who we put really at back, they're going to be able to get yardage. Especially Gus Edwards, he's been able to really get some good yardage. So, this season. So do what you need to do as far as offense, so that way the defense isn't out there and they're all tired or doing unnecessary things. The defense, I think, saved us a lot because with under those 2 minutes, and the Chargers are going for it on fourth down, we were able to get a sack on Justin Herbert. So I mean, we can't keep relying on our defense to bail us out when the offense should be able to. When you see that the score is 13-10, it shouldn't even be 13-10. And like you said, we should have been beating this team by at least 2 scores, maybe by 10-14 at that point, because the Ravens were kind of really going up and down the field, really on doing what they wanted to do, but we just made dumb decisions in crucial times, which was stopping drives. we were able to get away. The defense was able to get a couple of takeaways away, but real no execution on those takeaways. When you get the ball back, if they were back to back fumbles, you should be able to. At that point, that's when the game should be out of the Chargers' reach, and it should be an unwatchable game on Sunday night, unless you from Baltimore. You want to see the ass whooping, but they kept it close as if they got the call or something. Like I just don't understand why this team continuously does that, and you can't play around like that if you want to win a championship. You're not playing playoff football right now, and this is the middle of November. We're entering a crucial month with December, like you said, Raj. Crucial games coming up within the AFC, that they're must wins right now. The Ravens, like you said, Byron, the number one seed. But when you're looking at the chart, everybody else 8-3, Chargers, Jaguars, Dolphins, all at 8-3, and then even the wild card, you got to be careful of that because you have the Steelers, Browns at 7-4, and then you have the Colts at 6-5. You cannot afford any errors right now. One loss could get you from the number one seed to the number seven seed, within the blink of an eye, just because everything in the AFC is that packed. All the teams are neck and neck. I mean, you got the Texans and the Broncos, and even the Bills, all at 6 wins, right there on the outside, with the Bengals and the Raiders at 5 wins. So it's more likely that, of course, that the Texans or the Broncos will probably get in. I'm not sure about the. I don't think I think the Bills missed the playoffs this year because they got a really tough schedule. But like I said, it's the Ravens. You can go literally today from the number one seed to the number seven seed by the time we're finished December, and you don't want to do that. If you're the Ravens, you want to be able to get that home field advantage because that's the thing that's been holding Kansas City and keeping them in the championship race all this time. For 3 straight years, they've been the AFC Championship game has been at Arrowhead. I forgot what the name that you used, Byron, when it comes to home field advantage for the Chiefs, but that's why they've
They're
been
like the new Packers. Every game's at home.
they've been, but that's what's kept them really you call it, I think you call it the championship invitation or something, the Arrowhead.
Oh, the
But
the Kansas City Invitation.
yeah, but I mean, and the
Kansas
Ravens
City
have an
invitation.
opportunity to
You
break
know they're
that.
going to be at least in the AFC Championship game.
Exactly. So you do what you need to do in order for the games to be at Baltimore here. Let's close out, do what we need to do, and make that ride to the playoffs because you already see it seems like the Eagles are taking care of their business. You see that each and every week, and they're going to do what they need to do in order to secure that number one seed over San Francisco because they know that it's crucial to get it, especially when it comes to that conference championship game.
We'll get more into it tomorrow, but next week we do have Philly and San Francisco playing one another, and we have the Broncos playing the Texans. So that'll be a nice AFC matchup. And like you said, Dre, the Ravens lost to the Colts, so you don't want to be end up tied with them. The Bills may be done after today. Chargers have a 12% chance to make the playoffs, and the Ravens 26% chance to be the number one seed. Raj, looking ahead at the defense, what are your thoughts on the defense and really hitting into this bye week with the game against another LA team, the Rams, who won today, and they play the Browns next week and could win that one. They could be winners of two in a row coming into this to Baltimore in 2 weeks.
Bro, I don't have too many faults with the defense today. They played lights out. They had 4 turnovers. Jadeveon Clowney had a sack fumble. Roquan, I think, had a sack fumble. They was just getting after it today, man. They held the Chargers to 10 points. You can't ask a defense to do much more than that. But they played well. They bailed out the offense today. I can't say too much bad about them. Hopefully, Meta BK is okay. I know he went down. I know Patrick Queen went down for a little bit, but he came back in the game. Marlins should be okay after the bye week, uh, and I think Michael Pierce had a good game as well today. Oh, and Broderick Washington actually showed up. He was paid. In the offseason, he finally got a sack today.
He got his
So
money and ran, Raj. Got his money and
got his
ran.
money and he ran. So I'm glad that he was able to go out there once I met a BK got hurt and he, filled in and got a nice little sack. But like I said, the defense not too many gripes with them. They played well. They showed up. They showed out in prime time. Ray, I called him Raekwon Smith Lewis. Was doing this thing, man. So I can't like I said, I can't be too mad at them. They was all over the place. So shout out to the defense. They held it down because their offense damn sure tried to give the game away.
And Roger, while I got you, man, real quick on the screen, 2 weeks. I don't know if you'll be at the game, but the Rams, as Dre would say, coming to Baltimore. Like I said, they won today, beat the Cardinals, but they play the Browns at home. The Browns lost Dorian Thompson Robinson. Flacco may be on in line to start possibly soon. And Miles Garrett hurt a loud pop in his shoulder. He might be out for an extended period. So they could beat two teams that could be two winners of two in a row, beat the Browns, and have the Ravens red hot. Offense was clicking today.
The only thing that really scares me about the Rams is probably Aaron Donald, especially after watching Khalil Mack wreak havoc on our offensive line. You know, everybody was. I'm so glad that Joey Bosa didn't play today. Lord have
Oh
mercy.
my
It might
gosh.
have been it might have been a car wreck, especially with the way Moses and Stanley was out there giving it up. But yeah, Aaron Donald does scare me. I know we played him before, and we held on. We played well against him, but usually that was against second and third times against Lamar, they like to change it up. So it wouldn't surprise me if he had a good game. But as far as the Browns are concerned, real quick, I did actually see that play where DTR uh, got hurt. That was another case of holding the football too long. I, I mean, I don't understand why you have to hold the ball for like 30 seconds, before somebody smacks the crap out of you and knocks you out of the game. That was his fault, by the way. And he deserved to get hurt for being goofy out there. But I
Yo.
hope I hope he's okay though. I hope he's okay. But it's his own damn fault why he got hurt. I saw the play. As far as Miles Garrett is
Yeah.
concerned, that sucks for him. I hope he's okay as well. But the thing about this is it's going to be a two-team race in this division now. It's going to be us and the Steelers, and God damn it, that really sucks. So yeah, man, the Browns they're teetering on being done, and the Steelers are teetering on trying to take the division from us sneakily.
Yeah, Steelers with over 400 yards today after firing their offensive coordinator. And like I've said since the start of the season, and I keep saying, I said it last week, week 17, Steelers Ravens, that game is going to mean something as far as seeding, who wins the division, who makes the playoffs, who misses the playoffs, as it does each and every time. And the Steelers have won the last two games here in Baltimore. Dre, your thoughts are looking ahead to the Rams. Got to take it one game at a time before we get into that gauntlet of the Dolphins and the 49ers and the Jaguars, all prime time. Probably will be prime time because I think the Dolphins game will get flexed as well.
Like you said, I mean, every week we gotta take it one week at a time. Get rested for the bye week, come back. You play the Rams, though they don't have the best record. It's still a formidable team. You got Matthew Stafford back there. You still got,
Coaching, guys, you guys
um,
said it earlier. McVay is a hell of a coach. He doesn't have the
yeah.
most talent, but look at this
He,
team, and they are still in the playoff race in the NFC.
Look, one of the best coaches out there, McVay. You got Aaron Donald. Offensively, you got Cooper Cup, and they're candidate for Rookie of the Year.
Oh,
Uh,
Nakua, Tutu, Nakua, I think.
uh, he,
Puka,
you know,
Puka
he he
Nakua, Puka.
he's balling. So this team is no, they can't sneeze at this team at all. So we really have to get our ducks in order so that way we can get this victory as well as continuing a win streak because you want to enter the playoffs on a good note and you want to keep that number one seed because the number one seed means another bye. So, and home field advantage, everything you need in order to go to the next level, one game at a time, like you said. That's what we need to do. So take it one game at a time, Ravens. Do what you need to do, and let's close the season out right. Learn from the mistakes of these first couple of games, because the last thing you want to do is end up in a position where you're winning in the fourth quarter and then taking your foot off the gas, which has happened too many times this year. Which is why the Ravens have three losses when they're beating themselves and not really putting these teams away.
Rod, I know you driving on the way home, brother. Any final thoughts before we get ready to get out of here? If you guys don't have anything else, we can hit the music and preview a big show tomorrow, which I'll talk about in a second.
Um, I don't have any real final thoughts, man. I said what I had to say about Harbaugh. Like, and it's up to him, man. If he wants to continue to do this goofy style of coaching and lead the Ravens to another playoff berth and another early exit, he's gonna have to finally he's gonna have to get it together. This is gonna come down to him and his coaching ability, because I already know it's gonna be some type of play in a big moment of a big game where he's going to do something or not do something that's going to cost his football team. A lot of people have been said it over the years. Fire Harbaugh this, fire Harbaugh that. He almost you could have said it today, especially if they would have lost, for them chance to be even screaming even louder. But like I said before, if this team wants to go where they want to go at, he's going to have to coach better, man. He's going to have to really coach better, and the play calling by Monken is going to have to be a lot better as well.
Offensively, I would just close out by saying we got to do better. Like you said, the Ravens defense, they put up all the great stats, saying that we're right up there with Dallas as far as like takeaways and stuff. But we just have to do better offensively, so that way we're not putting all the pressure on our defense, and making sure that offensively we're able to score touchdowns also, and not really rely on Justin Tucker as much.
Flock Nation, great comment. Appreciate you being here. I know it is late for most of us, and most of us have to get back to the 9 to 5 grind after the holiday weekend tomorrow. So we are going to try to put the kids to bed a little bit early.
Boo!
But Dre, I know you got to work. Raj, I know you got to work. I got to get up in about 3 hours my damn self. So I know the grind never stops. But tomorrow, I'm very, very excited, guys. The Flex Zone episode 4. What are we at? 418, Dre. We have a big show, my brother. You took a trip this weekend. You went to Chicago. Just a little tease if you want to tease the people about what they can expect tomorrow, man. Because we're going to kick things off with the big news of the weekend, which not the Ravens, not the Commanders getting their ass whooped on Thanksgiving, Cravante. It is CM Punk back in WWE, and looks like he's going to be on Raw tomorrow, probably kicking the show off. I don't know if I'm going to catch it live, but I'll probably watch it so we can talk about it on the show, and we'll talk about his return. And Dre, your trip to the second city, Chicago.
Oh man, I can't wait, man. That experience was just everything, and it's definitely going to be clobbering time.
Hey, brother Dre, I appreciate you, my guy, for sending me all those clips, man. I got them out. You did your thing, man. Appreciate the hard work, and the channel is growing the way we're used to, almost heading towards 2,000 subscribers. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Big Raj, social media, my guy. How you feeling? Anything before we get out of here? And I know you're excited tomorrow to talk about CM Punk. I wanted to wait to do it on the show. I was going to possibly do a video, but we're going to kick off the show tomorrow at 10 whatever, and we're going to talk about CM Punk for a little bit.
Yeah, well, I'll save my thoughts for CM Punk tomorrow. I'm a little conflicted about his return, but I am happy that he is back. But like I said, I'm a little conflicted. But let's see what he has to say. Let's see what he has to say tomorrow. Then I'll put it all together for the show.
Agreed, Raj. That's why I said let me wait, because we've heard all the rumors. We've heard everybody reporting. Nobody apparently knew it was a last-minute handshake agreement. We saw the picture. He comes out. Seth Rollins is freaking out like a 2-year-old. Looks like WrestleMania 40 is about to be turned on his head, and possibly even bigger than we could have managed, because Punk's getting his main event. But we'll get to that tomorrow. We'll be talking about CM Punk, Dre's trip to Chicago for SmackDown and Survivor Series. We'll be talking about the Commanders getting stuff like a Thanksgiving turkey. Cavante, I know, has a lot to say about that, along with his goofies of the week. And of course, we'll recap the Ravens win over the LA Chargers, heading into the bye week, facing the Rams in 2 weeks. And we'll go around the NFL. Game ball, not so game ball. A crazy week of football, week 13, as the playoff picture starts to take shape. And we'll have those picks as well. For Raj, Drizzy Dre, myself, God's favorite host, Flock Nation, appreciate you. Neil's, RKH, everybody watching. Make sure I hit the like button, hit the bell, vote on the poll. Let me know the grades you're giving the Ravens heading into the bye week. We'll touch more on this tomorrow as well. A, B, C, D, 9-3, guys. They are the number 1 seed, so we do have to be happy about that. And thankfully, no other major injuries besides the Andrews one. Going to get Humphrey back. So a lot of positives as well, even with some of the negatives. But Only place fellas give me sports how you want it.
When you need
You
it.
need it.
Hit the Cash App, the Flex Zone 1, Twitter, Instagram, the Flex Zone, flexzone1@gmail.com, and the Flex Zone Podcast on TikTok. We got so much content on the channel, guys. I could not even name all of it. A lot of shorts. Watch along that's approaching what, Raj, over 4,000 views, if not already. So thank you,
It was over
everybody, for a great
4,000.
weekend. There you go. So shout out to everybody on the channel for watching. Applaud to all of you for all the views and love for supporting the channel this weekend. As I said, we're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. So can't do it without you. Want to thank everybody and more content coming to the channel. As I mentioned, we'll get Dre's recap to Chicago, Ravens, NFL, and so much more. For Dre, Raj, you, God's favorite host, signing off. Have a good night. Happy early Monday morning. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We'll start your week off right with the Flex on episode 418 right here. Hit the bell if you haven't already, and welcome all our new subscribers. Have a good night, everybody. Ravens win 20-10. Move to 9-3, number one seed, because we the ones here on the Flex on podcast. Have a good night, everybody. Peace. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Peace.
Baltimore University, though.